Let's do this.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
That's very good. We are live. We are live on live.
Awesome.
Buonasera, people. Labas vakaras visiem. We are waiting for people to connect, and then I introduce Dale. We have today a very special night with the Dale Hazeldine.
Awesome.
How do you feel, Dale?
Good. I'm excited. I think once we get into this, yeah, it's going to be good. I'm excited.
Is it your first time you are live?
First time live. First time just doing it in front of a camera. Normally there's people around, so yeah, so it's quite an experience. Something new, but good.
Lovely. So we are today on live with the Dale, and we will start shortly in a couple of minutes. Haircut. And today we have a session in English. Is it correct?
Yeah, my Lithuanian isn't exactly great right now, so I'm still learning.
Okay.
I'm still learning.
So I will introduce you in Lithuanian, okay?
Uh-huh.
And then
That's
we
absolutely fine.
will start haircut.
Awesome.
Taigi, labas vakaras visiems, mes tiesioginėme eterį, šiek tiek garso, šildom auditoriją. Svečiuose šiandien pas mus Dale'as. Dale'as. How to pronounce your surname in correct way?
It's Hazeldine.
Hazeldine.
Hazeldine, yes.
Hazeldine, okay. Senior Hazeldine. Taigi, gerbėmėjai, šiandien pas mus yra Dale'as svečiuose, mes iš tiesų visą dieną turim seminarą Trakuose ir tokia jau pusiau improvizuota transliacija apie kirpimą. Dale'as labai nori su jumis šį vakarą pasidalinti tiesiogiai kirpimų, pasidarė sekciją, šiek tiek teorijos. Tai jūsų ekranuose yra Dale'as, kuris gyvena Lietuvoje jau 3 metus, turi grožio saloną, sėkmingai vedė gražią lietuvaitę, emigravo iš Londono į Lietuvą, į Vilnių. Ir šiandien mūsų transliacija tiesiogiai iš gamtos. Aš ofise, o už lango Dale'as apačioje. So, Dale, good afternoon, boss. Are you ready?
Good afternoon. I am ready. I am ready.
So let's go. We have 2 lives today. One with a Mr. Dale, and then with our technical group about products. So we are live. Fantastic. We have 15 viewers at the moment right now. So let's give you a word.
Awesome. Hello, everybody. Just start off, I just want to say a massive thank you to Davinets for hosting this. And yeah, I'm really excited to show you guys some, hopefully some new techniques and to go through some basic things. But I think it's important because I feel like, you know, with my history, with my background, with my training, I've had the pleasure of like working in some of the greatest salons and with the greatest people. And over the years, I've been doing this is like 16 years. I've seen many techniques and I've really enjoyed just watching people cut and taking little bits and pieces. So if you take a little bit of piece from what I'm teaching you today, that'll be amazing. But yeah, so what I'm going to be doing today is going to be talking about sectioning and why it's important, what are shapes that we use, and like I said, back to the basics, but when you understand it perfectly, your cutting goes way higher. It's amazing, like what you can understand just by understanding sections. So yeah, so if you want to go on to slide 1, hopefully it's on the screen.
Yes,
yeah? Awesome.
Lovely.
So basically here is it's basically the 3 primary shapes that we use in cutting. And sometimes I feel like that we take sections and not fully understand why we're using it and using it to its full potential. So basically we've got circular, square and triangle. And with circular sections, you know, you tend to use them to like evenly distribute the weights. You know, there's no corners, it's round and it's very good, as you can see. It's good for framing faces. But yeah, it's very soft with the weights. It's rounded. Squares, you are using squares for to do with like the length, building up weight, and yeah, yeah, and triangular. And triangular, I'm using that today because we are going to be doing a graduated bob. And graduated bobs is very triangular. Because with triangular sections, what we're doing is we are pointing to somewhere. We're creating weight. We're creating shape around the face. So basically, yeah. So triangular sections is all about highlighting something. You know, we're highlighting the jaw length. We're elongating the face. So yeah. So if you want to show what I'm doing today, if you want to put onto slide 2, and this is a section pattern that I'm doing today. So obviously, graduated bob is all about pointing to something. It's all about bringing this length to the front and creating the weight round to the front. So there's a lot of triangular sections here. And what's important to keep in mind with this is every time I do a graduated bob, it's slightly different. So for example, what I mean by important, why sections are important is because, say for example, this section here, okay? If I'm doing this section here, like more like this, is going to be a much steeper graduation. If I take it a little bit more flatter, we're going to be following it around and it's going to be a little bit more softer with the graduation. So every single line that we take, every single section there's a purpose, there's a point to it. So this is what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be creating quite a soft graduation. So obviously, you know, I'm doing it just a very slight graduation here. And yeah, I'm going to try and distribute the length, the weight quite evenly. And what I mean by that is with the first section. So basically, yeah, I'm going to crack on with this and I'm going to explain as I go along. I think that'll be the easiest thing. So yeah, 1 second.
Dale, can I put the second slide?
Yeah, we can go on to the third slide actually. Yeah.
No, the second one.
So
third one.
The second. Oh yeah. Oh, did you put on the second slide?
Right now.
Okay. So that's the section pattern that I'm doing today. I'm going to take away the front section. So what I'll do is take out that front triangle section. But yeah, that's the section pattern that I'm doing right now. And as you can see, there's a lot of triangles in there. So yeah, let's get cracking. Do you want to put on slide 3?
Yeah, just a second. Music.
No problem.
Some music before number 3.
I'm in the kitchen while you smoke outside. You're careful not to let the smoke inside. I always tell you it's poison. I know it helps you take the edge off the day. We get a trip before it's closing time. The one at high speed with a blinking sign. All of these memories feel poignant.
Do you have slide 3 up? Awesome.
Yes,
fantastic.
We have number 3 right now.
Awesome. So what I'm going to be doing with this back section here is I'm going to be over directing it to the previous section. So basically this first section here is very important. So basically if I want to build up weight, you lower the angle. So if I'm doing it like this, it's going to be a very heavy weighted graduated bob. The higher we bring it up, the higher angle, the softer it's going to be, the lighter it's going to be. So basically what I normally tend to do is do it roughly around about 45-degree angle, and that's going to create an even balance between weight and yeah, it's just going to be better weight. So what I'm going to do first is create this. So like I said, again, this is a very important section. And what's going to happen is, because I'm going to be over directing it to the, so it's basically going to be 1 into 2 and then yeah, the next one into the next one. And what that's going to do, as you can see on the diagram, is going to create this this graduation. So this technique is all about cross-checking. So I'll explain to you in a minute. So I'm going to continue cutting with this, and then you can see what I mean. So again, just bringing it back to the previous section here. And as you'll see, it's going to get longer and longer. And this is exactly what we want. I know that there's a million different ways to create bobs and everything like that. And, you know, everyone has their favorite way of doing it. And this, to me, is one of my favorite ways because I feel like cross-checking, like the way I'm going to be doing it. So basically, I'm going to be doing all this way, and then I'm going to do exactly the same going this way. And as I'm going this way, it's going to balance out. And what that leaves is like a perfect graduation. Again, this is my personal favorite way of doing this. And yeah, I use this technique as well a lot in pixie cuts and in men's hair as well. Like I said, it's just a really good way of cross-checking your work because it cancels each other's out. Do you see what I mean? I'm getting about a quarter of the way, and what I'm doing, I'm creating this graduation, and this is exactly what we're looking for. Awesome. So like I said, now we've created this graduation. That's exactly what we're looking for. So if you want to move on to slide number 4.
Just a second, Dale. Give me time.
I've got slide number 4.
Just a second. Yep. 1
no
second.
Problem.
2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we will be on live. Yeah. We have it. We have it.
There we go. So yeah, this is a visual representation about what I'm doing now. So like I said, I'm going to go back with exactly the same degree of angle. So we're doing 45 degree here. And now we're just going to bring it all back to the previous sections. And then we're going to cancel this out. So what's going to be left is just like a really nice graduation. And yeah, it's very highly accurate. So yeah, let's do it. Excuse the external sounds. We decided to last minute do this outside. I don't know if you can hear those people
Dale,
in the studio doing some dyes.
Can you ask Tom to show where you are standing to understand the place?
Tom, can you show us where we're standing, please? There we go. Yeah, it's a very beautiful day out, so we decided to take it outside. And again, you might come to a point where you're not going to take much hair left. Again, that's exactly what we're looking for. Awesome. And do you see what I mean? It's just cancelled each other out just from taking these vertical sections at a 45-degree angle and over directing it to the previous section. So yeah, I mean, this is probably the hardest part. And the rest is, because you've got good sections, all we have to do is just use our previous guidelines with each section. So basically what we're going to be doing next is we're going to be using this bit here now as the next guideline for the next section. And then all we're going to be doing is over directing it over to here. And like I said, this is why it's so important to have this, the right angle of which you want your graduation, because when we take it all back here, it's going to then fall down. So yeah, you can put it onto slide 5 now. Do you have the slide? Yep, awesome. So that's a representation about what I'm going to be doing on the side and on the back. Okay, so like I said, we're just going to take this very thin section here, and then we're going to just basically take it all to that previous section and use that previous line as your guideline. So we're going to take this up. Like this. Find our guideline. And take it down. But always take your sections in parallel with this section here. So again, if I'm doing it like this, I'm going to be taking it from this angle. If I'm taking it more higher, then I'm going to be taking it like this. Always follow the line of what you've taken as a section. So again, I'm going to take the next section. And just over direct it back to this point. I'm going to take that previous section there. And follow that guideline. I always think when it comes to sectioning, it's almost like a mathematic problem. And, you know, like I said, there's cause and reason, cause and effect to this. So every single section has a purpose. And that's why it's important, you know, to understand, you know, why you're taking a round section, why you're taking a triangular section. Again, always over direct into this previous section here. And that's it. And that's what's creating this nice graduation going forward. And it's always going to be connected. You know, it's always going to be connected to this back. It's going to have like a really nice graduation. And one rule I always follow is always remember to tidy up the hairline when it's dry. Always do that last thing. When it's wet, always leave it. So yeah, so now for the next side, exactly the same. So it's just all about over directing to this previous section here. I hope I've made myself clear to everybody. I know, like it says, I'm speaking in English, so I do apologize if I'm talking too fast or something. But yeah, hopefully you can understand this.
Dale, everything is perfect.
It looks a little bit Sorry?
I said everything is perfect. Sorry for this improvisation outside.
Should have still done it in the pool.
You know what? When you will finish, you will go to the pool, jump to the pool.
Yeah, make sure that I have got no electronics on me.
Is it okay if I am leaving the music? Is it okay for you for the haircut?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine.
So we have the last slide, number 6, left.
Yeah, we have just one last slide left. Because like I said, this is pretty self-explanatory. Once you, yeah. I always believe like classic cuts are classics for a reason. And when, if you can get those classic cuts perfect every time, your hairdressing skills will be improved a lot. But yeah, so now with this back section, all we're going to be doing is following the graduation of this. So this is kind of like going to connect the back, is going to connect it with the top as well. So yeah, so all I'm going to be doing is like vertical sections like this. Do you want to swap sides?
Yep.
Thank you.
Oh,
I'm sorry. So what I'm doing here now is I'm going to bring this out at a 90-degree angle from the head. And then all I'm doing is I'm going to follow this previous sections, what I've been doing at the bottom. I'm just going to be following that graduation up.
But then I fell for you. Back against the wall, against the wall, against the wall. That's how it felt with you.
You see what I mean? So I'm just basically coming from this. I'm still creating that 45-degree angle. So this is 90 degrees with a 45 degrees. I always enjoy teaching this cut because it's something that you can like use every day in the salon. You know, you can take it further, do it more creatively. Well, this is just like a really good everyday thing that you can do in the salon. And like I said, it's a great sectioning pattern for pixie cuts. So basically what I'm trying to do now is kind of like bring it all back into the center, still following that guideline of the previous sections. And as I'm coming around, what I'm going to be doing, I'm just going to be moving it around. So it's going to be like an orange. So I'm staying central. I'm just going to move around, still pivoting with this previous sections here.
You weren't even my girlfriend. We were walking and talking, and somebody said, let's get tattooed something to remember. If it's way too soon, forget whatever. Give me shapes and letters. If it's not forever, then at least we'll have tattoos together. 'Cause I love you. 'Cause I love you. 'Cause I love you. No, it from the moment that I saw you naked. Yeah, I could never love nobody else.
Just going into this one and connecting this to the sides.
No sleeping, you weren't even my girlfriend.
There you go. So that's connected that side with the back, and again, it's created a very nice graduation going down to the front. So again, with this side.
Something to remember. If it's way too soon, forget whatever. Give me shapes and letters. If it's not forever, then at least we'll have tattoos together. 'Cause I love you. 'Cause I love you. 'Cause I love you. Tattoos together. Your cherry earrings are my favorite. It looks so good, I had to save it. I've been hoping, praying we last forever. 'Cause there's nothing better than you and I. Tattoos together, something to remember. If it's way too soon, forget whatever. Give me shapes and letters. If it's not forever, then at least we'll have tattoos together. I love you. 'Cause I love you.
There we go. So yeah, that is the back section, and yeah, we're just going to move on to the top section now. But yeah, that's all joining very well. It's all very nice and neat. So yeah, you can move to slide 6 now. Again, this section in pattern, what I've on slide 6 is with a fringe, but like I says, I thought I was going to be doing this on a live model. I wanted to put in a fringe, but on doll's head, I thought I would leave the fringe out. So yeah, so it's still the same. But again, it's really simple. It's all about over-directing it to the back and to the previous sections, because those are your guideline. So let me wet this down. So now normally what I do with this part of the top, I normally ask where the client likes to part the hair. I always normally tend to do it from the parting of where they feel most comfortable. Today, I'm going to do it from the center. Yeah, if a client tends to wear their hair like anywhere, always kind of aim to do it for the center, because then it's going to be, it doesn't really matter where they put the parting. But if they definitely have a definitive parting and they always keep it there, I would always always cut it from the parting. So now, again, all we're going to be doing is bringing it back to that original line. Hence why I keep on stressing, you know, that first section is always important. It's just thinking about where that guideline's going, how steep it's all going to be. So that's our guideline right there.
go ahead and say what's on your mind, on your mind. When you and me, no judgment. You can get that from anyone else. You don't have to prove nothing. You can just be yourself. When you and me, no judgment. We can get that from everyone else, and we don't have to prove nothing. When you and me, no judgment. We don't have to prove nothing.
Going to back when I was speaking earlier about having the pleasure of working with so many creative hairdressers in the past in different salons. I think it's important as a hairdresser to just watch how other people cut. I mean, I used to work for AVEDA, and you know, there was people from Tony and Guy, there was people from Vilnius, and it was great because every salon, every franchise has their own creative style, and it's always nice to just take a little bit of what you like from there and a little bit of what you like from there, and just create your own style. This what I'm doing now, yeah, it was a little bit of Vidal Sassoon. It was a combination of Vidal Sassoon sectioning and Tony and Guy sectioning. And like I said, I liked a little bit of both. So yeah, so it's important to watch, you know, it's to see how others do it. And one of the great pleasures of hairdressing is that you are always going to be learning something new. So yeah, so whenever I have 5 minutes, I always like to sit and from a distance, obviously, but watch other hairdressers. It puts a lot of pressure on them, but it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. Yeah.
Anna Leon sending you hearts.
So?
Anna Leon sending you a heart.
Awesome.
And thumbs up.
Thank you. It's good. I mean, at the salon that me and my wife currently own, we do quite a lot of training nights with the staff. You know, it's not that I feel like they need training. It's just nice to get some inspiration from each other. It's nice to work with each other and create new ways of looking at hairdressing. You know, create different ways of thinking, and yeah, it's nice. It's nice to work as a team. You just go through haircuts. It's very nice. Obviously, it always involves alcohol, and and yeah, it normally ends up a little bit messy towards the end, but hey ho.
Morning. Or you can slip out in the night. You don't have to give me a warning, 'cause we both got nothing to hide, nothing to hide. Even though we don't talk for a couple of months, yeah, it's like we didn't lose any time. I could be a lover or your shoulder to cry on. You can be whoever you like. Oh, when you and me, no judgment. You can get that from anyone else. You don't have to prove nothing. You can just be yourself. When you and me, no judgment. We can get that from everyone else.
I would love to be able to see a screen and ask if there's any questions that you guys want to ask. Is that possible? Can they write?
Yeah, they can write a comment.
Okay, cool. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, and I'll try and answer them.
And we can just move the mic.
Move the head, yeah. So I'm kind of getting through these sections quite quick, but like I said, it's pretty self-explanatory. Once you have that section sealed, this section here is still the same degree of angles of which I'm doing here. And like I said, this is very, very important when it comes to graduated bobs. It's consistency with the angles, consistency with sections. It's very precise. Again, once I'm done it, I'll just bring it down. Just make sure that it's all looking level. Again, I do all the finishing touches at the end, but it's just still nice to see how's it looking. So yeah. So one of my main rules about whenever you're haircutting is always cross-check your work. It's always so important. Just to make sure that everything is balanced well, everything is looking good. Make sure that all the lengths are correct. So what I'm doing here is just going through this middle parting here and bring it back. And you should see kind of like a triangle, because obviously we're bringing it back here from the middle parting. So seeing this triangle here is perfect. Good, good, good. Uh-huh. And what we're going to do is just take this middle section as well. And just make sure that all this is even. Yep. So it's all connected. It's all flowing. It's all coming forward. So yeah. So that's basically the cut when it's wet. So basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to dry it, and then I'm going to add just a little bit of texture. I quite like when classic bobs are like classic graduation bobs are quite weighted towards the end, but I do like a little bit of texture, especially in the layers. So yeah, so I'm going to dry this off and then do the finishing touches. Awesome. Perfect. So what I'm going to be using today, I'm just going to use, I know it's a mannequin's head, but I'm just going to be using some Davines Relaxing Moisturizing Fluid. I really like this one. I'm creating smooth blow dries. If I was doing this on curly hair, the one thing what I am, again, going back to the sections, is whenever I'm doing curly hair, square sections is always important with curly hair. It's like I always feel like square sections is always, yeah, it's always better with the curly hair. But like it says, you know, you're creating quite a strong look with curly hair. So this section pattern, I wouldn't really do this with curly hair. It's just more with the straight textured looks I would do this. And talking about texture, I'm just going to be using some texturizing serum. I use this product quite a lot on my clients. It's very nice. And I always love smelling the Davines products. Always smells amazing. All my clients always love when I use these products on them. So yeah, whenever applying products, always really apply the products. There's nothing more frustrating than seeing it just like being on the top, you know, apply it like soap in your hands, you know, really get that product in there through the mid-lengths and ends, on the roots, really apply it in there. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use a denim brush to just smooth it all out, and then use a round brush towards the end to just finish it off.
Now I just wanna stay here, falling to midnight. Want nobody else now, won't it feel right? Time and job waste, it's not wasted time. So stay till the morning, stay for a while. I just wanna lay here, falling to midnight. And It fall right into you. It fall right into you. Like a rock, I was set in my ways. Always thought I was too far from grace, yeah. I was numb before, but now I feel any problem, we'll figure it out. Any love lost, we'll bring back around. Any broken heart, we'll make it heal. When I feel like nothing's gonna hold me down, you do used to be scared of falling till you came around. Now I just wanna stay here, falling to midnight. Want nobody else now, won't it feel right? Time and drug wasted, it's not wasted time. So stay till the morning, stay for a while. I just wanna lay here, falling to midnight. And fall right into you. And fall right into you. And fall right into you. Yeah, when I feel like nothing's gonna hold me down, you do used to be scared of. Until you came around. Now I just wanna stay here, falling to midnight. Want nobody else, I want it feel right. Time and drug wasted, not wasted time. So stay till the morning, stay for a while. I just wanna lay here, falling to midnight. And fall right into you. If we never met, I'll be drunk waking up in someone else's bed. I'll be lost in a crowded room of fake friends. I wouldn't even know what love is if we never met. What if I never started singing? What if you never told your family you were leaving when you felt the pressure? There's a million different reasons we shouldn't be together, but when I put it all together, it all comes back to you. I love it when the only light is me, you, and the moon. And baby, when I close my eyes, I'm thinking about if we never met. I'll be drunk waking up in someone else's bed. I'll be lost in a crowded room of fake friends. I wouldn't even know what love is if we never met. If we never met. If we never met. What if I never left Nashville? What if you never call me back when I asked you something stupid about the weather? It all happened for a reason. Did you put me back together? But when I put it all together, it all comes back to you. I love it when the only light is me, you, and the moon. And baby, when I close my eyes, I'm thinking about if we never met. I'll be drunk picking up. someone else's bed. I've been lost in a crowded room of fake friends. I wouldn't even know what love is if we never met. If we never met. If we never met. Ooh. If we never met.
Where do I begin? I'm sitting here jaded. Yeah, I fell asleep with the makeup still all on my skin. Wide awake again. I'm praying I make it. I'm stepping the 12, but it's summer, I've already been. Diamonds won't fool me, cause I'm too far gone. Wish I could get back the air in my lungs. I've been so fucked up, it's bad for my heart. My heart. So, no more I love you. That you're out your control. You can't force love. Gotta go where it flows. My daddy once told me, and he don't say much. You can't force love. You can't force it, no, no. Haven't felt this way in a real long time. All the bars in all the world, you had to walk into mine. We seem to keep falling in mysterious ways. Let's take it slowly this time. Cause you can't force love. That you're out your control. You can't force love. Gotta go where it flows. My daddy once told me, and he don't say much. You can't force love. You can't force it, no, no. And you can't force love, no. No, you can force love.
I didn't ask for a free ride. I only asked you to show me a real good time. I never asked for the rainfall. At least I showed up. You showed me nothing at all. It's coming down on me. Water like misery. It's coming down on me. I'm ready, rain on me. Let me drop, but at least I'm alive. Rain on me, rain, rain, rain on me, rain, rain. I'd rather be drop, but at least I'm alive. Rain on me, rain, rain.
Rain on me.
Oh yeah. up to the sky. I'll be your galaxy. I'm about to fly. Rain on me, tsunami. Head up to the sky. I'll be your galaxy. I'm about to fly. Rain. Warmth of your skin, I feel the touch of your hand. Love you with all of my heart, makes me tremble within. I was rising there, something beautiful. It's for every time. Oh, a little while, just another try. Don't waste my time. It's a petrified. Watching for the moon, shining in the light. Searching for a feeling, will I lose my mind?
Yes, we are now on.
Oh, we're back on. So just a few tips about blow drying, especially with bobs and everything. One of my absolute main must tools is a Denman brush. Like, if you don't have one, get one, because it saves a lot of time. You know, it's if you can master like the Denman brush, it does quite a lot of work for you. So it's worth investing. And,
So what is this?
if you like, if you're blow drying and brushing it with the hair, it just smooths over, because obviously you don't full on round brush the hair until it's about, I mean, I do it till it's about 90% dry. If you're doing that with just like fingers or wafting or anything like that, it's not so smooth. So basically, if you use a Denman brush and like brush with the way the hair grows, it's saves a lot of time, and it looks a lot more professional. It looks a lot more smoother. Yeah, it's I use it with pretty much everybody. So yeah, Denman brushes. So yeah, all I'm going to do now is just smooth it all out. I mean, one thing what when it comes to bobs, it's just all about accuracy. So I always like to make it quite smooth. Yeah, nice and smooth. So then you can see how everything's falling, where you're going to neaten up the line, where the texture needs to be. So yeah, try and get it as smooth as possible.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Is it your first time that you are cutting hair outside?
It's yeah, but it's also the first time I've cut on a doll's head for about 15 years now. Mostly when I do seminars or anything like that is on humans. So yeah, so first on a mannequin, first outside, and it's quite nice.
So second one will be gonna be in the pool as you wanted.
Maybe the lake. Why not?
Yeah.
Maybe on the lake. That'd be kind of cool. Every single seminar is just going to be basically me in a different location. Maybe next time, you know, in a field.
In a tree, that's gonna be interesting also.
Oh, in a tree.
Yeah.
I don't think that. I think the birds would be like very very confused. I think a lot of people would be confused seeing an English ginger man cutting someone cutting a doll's head up a tree. Romeo. But again, all finishing touches must be on that dry hair, just so how you can see how it's falling naturally. And yeah. There is a very cool trick what I do for texturizing here, which I will show you guys as well. It's yeah, it's fun, but it works. Sorry guys, just finishing this off and then we'll go to detailing. One of the observations about hairdressing, the difference between hairdressing in Lithuania and England is back in England, you know, there's women are quite expressive with their hair, and you know, bobs is one of my personal favorites. I love bobs. I think if you can do a good, precise bob, then you're a good hairdresser. But I used to have a lot of bobs and a lot of curly hair when I was back in England, and then when I moved to Lithuania, yeah, there's a lot of people with long hair, all one length. As much as I try and convince them to have it all cut off and have it like, you know, shorter, yeah, it's very hard to budge with some people.
What do you think? Why is that?
I don't know. I mean, every country has their own perception of trends, their own perception of beauty, and yeah, every country has a different style. So yeah, Lithuania. I'm not saying the majority, but people like simplicity here, and it's nice. It's very nice. But on the other hand, you know, you've got like loads of clients with long straight hair, but then like other occasional times you get somebody who just wants to like break free of the norm and just come up with something absolutely crazy. And yeah, that's always fun. Awesome. So what I'm going to do now is just go around the hairline and just make sure that it's all looking tidy. One of my one of my quotes, some people will agree with me, some people, well, a majority will disagree with me, but one of my favorite quotes, what I tend to say is, if in doubt, cut it off. I know that sounds pretty crazy, but you know, if you're ever in doubt of something, then, you know, go for it, cut it off. You know, you'll learn.
You know what?
Mhm.
I think the mannequin should have a name.
The mannequin should have a name. It does actually have a name.
Yeah.
Underneath, it's Erica.
Nice.
So this is Erica. So with this, all I'm doing is kind of like following this jawline like this. So it's just calming down like that. I'm just going to slightly point cut this back bit here as well. Just make sure it's all soft, just all blending in. Like this. One really good technique, what I do, one really good tip is I don't have one at hand. Whenever you're in the salon, if you get a hand mirror and you hold it like this underneath the hair, you get a really good view. So basically what I do, I normally hold a hand mirror like this and I can see everything what's going on. And just by looking at the mirror, seeing the reflection from this, you can see everything. You can see how it's all, like how it's even on either side. You can see everything what's going on. So a nice little tip is, yeah, use a hand mirror for the sides.
So in your work, you're using a lot of mirror, yes?
Yeah, it's yeah, it's a really good tool. It's very overlooked. I mean, to tell you the truth, like it's quite rare I actually show the back of the head of a client. Yeah,
Strange view for them.
it is a strange view. How are your arms hanging up?
Amazing.
It's very important also to move the client's head. It's so important. You know, people sometimes I feel like when I've taught in the past, it's just, some people are quite afraid to move clients' heads. And you shouldn't be. You know, you need to be comfortable. You know, you need to make sure that everything is accurate. So, you know, if you need to get to this side, you know, make sure that you move it. I mean, you can be polite and ask, or you can just be like me and just physically move their head. But never be afraid to move someone's head. You know, because ultimately, you know, if it means it's going to be a more accurate haircut, then yeah, I think they won't mind. So again, I'm just going to soften this off by just slightly point cutting it. And also I'm constantly cross-checking. I'm constantly making sure that everything is even. Awesome. So now I'm just going to slightly soften off this weight. So again, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using vertical sections like this. Oh, and also a good tip is when you're using when you are combing dry hair, always use the thicker side of the comb. It's less staticky. So again, all I'm going to be doing is just checking where the weight is, and then I'm just going to slice into it, just like this. Now again, one thing what I always find with bobs is always the top section that is always heavy. So when I'm bringing out this here, I feel like there's always just a little bit of weight here. Now, really good technique what I was telling you earlier about texturizing. So the way I'm going to be doing this is I'm going to be slicing into it as I'm letting go of the hair. Now it looks pretty chaotic, but there's madness in the method. So basically, if I'm letting it go slowly, it means I want more weight and more texture. I mean, like more weight taken out and more texture put in. If I do it faster, it means that I'm going to have less weight. So I only want to like a little bit out. So what I'm going to do is just slice into it like this.
Dale?
Yeah.
One guy just informed me that we have 10 minutes left.
Oh, we have 10 minutes left.
Yes. What do you think? What do you think about that?
I best crack on. So again,
Let's put another gear.
all I'm doing is slicing into it, and then just to add a little bit more texture. Just letting it go, and letting that hair fall into the scissors. So again, that bit's okay. I'm just going to be working kind of with this top section here. Just like that. Wow, the time's gone really fast.
Because of audios.
So yes. Sorry. Sorry for being so quiet. This is quite the part when I like to concentrate the most. It's quite a lot of concentration. There's a spider crawling up my leg. The joys of doing it outside. It didn't rain, no.
Oh, I wanna come near and give every part of me, but there's blood on my hands, and my lips are unclean. In my darkness, I remember Mama's words reoccur to me. Surrender to the good Lord, and to wipe your slate clean. Take me to your river. I wanna go. Go. Take me to your river. I wanna know. Dip me in your smooth waters. I go in as a man with many crops. Come up for air as my sins flow down the Jordan. Oh, I wanna come here and give every part of me, but there's blood on my hands.
Are we good for time? So I'm just finishing off now.
Take me to your river. Take me to your river. I wanna know. Take me to your river. I wanna go. Lord, please let me know. Take me to your river. If you stay for this minute, girl, I'll never let you down. We ain't off the limit. I could hold you after now. No more talking, I don't know what you want to do with that. If it's good, why you even wanna hold it back? We just rockin', I know there's no coming back. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? I wanna slow dance if you're feeling me now. If we don't hold hands, it'll be killing me now. I need a romance, one chance. I just wanna know where you slow dance. I wanna slow dance if you're feeling me now. If we don't hold hands, it'll be killing me now. We need a romance, one chance. I just wanna know where you slow dance. I wanna
Awesome. So as for styling, what I like to do is I like to use my there's spiders everywhere on this. So using sprays like hairsprays and texturizing sprays and everything like it's really good to use your hairdryer. It's quite a good way of distributing it. So what I tend to do, it's almost like spray the mist into the flow of the air from the hairdryer. So if you want like a little bit more lift at from the bottom, you know, you can spray it in there. And then always a little bit of texturizing base to finish. So again, styling, always apply the products generously. Don't just, there's nothing more frustrating than when I'm just seeing people just put it onto their hands like this and then just going like this. So yeah, so really apply that product, really put it in there, you know, because as you're, I mean, when you're looking in the mirror and you're applying the products, you know, you can create new looks with it. You know, you can like look into it and just go, oh yeah, that looks really cool if we like bring all this over like this. You know, it's experiment, you know, always look for something, you know, and it's nice for the client to see that the style's versatile. You know, you can, you know, bring it to the side, you know, create a little bit more volume on here or something like that, you know, something what you might not even do. So experiment, you know, you've just created this whole new shape. So create something with it, you know, just see. I mean, what I tend to do with this is kind of like I always hold this to make sure that this is long and then just basically just play around with this. So again, sometimes people like it quite messy. Some people like it quite sleek. So just experiment with it, you know. So yeah, I mean, some people are quite conservative and just like, oh no, I just want it like this. But again, you know, inspire them, you know, just think, oh, you know, this is a new hairstyle. What I tend to do with this is like, I sometimes bring it all over and then tuck this behind the ear. I know Stoll hasn't got any ears, but, you know, tucking it behind the ears, you know, just showing the different ways of which you can style with it, play around with it. Like I said, she might even find something what she absolutely loves and keep with it. So yeah, always play around at the end. So yeah, I quite enjoy how this is like flicking over like this. And then I can just bring this down like this.
Erica is happy.
Sorry?
Erica is happy.
Erica is very happy. She's got some fresh air. She, you know, she's not crammed in a box anymore. You know, she's got some fresh air. And
Dale,
yeah, that's about it, really.
Are you ready for the pool?
Oh, am I seriously going in to jump in the pool? I've got no change of clothes.
No problem. You can go naked.
Oh, fuck it. Oh, no. Oh, do we do it?
You ready?
But first, Am I going to do that?
Yes, with the
Well,
music.
Are we going to show? Are we going to show the head first? So this is the finished look of the graduated bob, and yeah, like I said, the main points of what I'm trying to say is know your sections. Know that if you're creating a round section, you're going to create like a round, even bodies cuts. Using triangles, to its advantage to make sure that it's really shaping around the front, making sure that it's highlighting features. For example, if my client had like a really nice cheekbones, I've been making sure that I'm highlighting that with that graduation. So it's with triangle sections with a graduated bob, all you're doing is emphasizing something, you're elongating it. You really want to bring it out. So yeah, so that's how you do a graduated bob, using triangular sections and over directions. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dale. Thank you for your time, for a long preparation, and for all the sections that you draw and show us today. And sorry for this improvisation today, but life is life. Life is interesting thing. So, are you ready for the pool?
I've enjoyed it.
For the record,
going to the pool.
Are you ready? Let's go! Woo! Woo!
Nice, man. Where's your glasses?
Lovely! Lovely! Ačiū visiems, ačiū Deilui, 414 salono bendrasavininkui, ačiū šio vakaro, kurie žiūrėjote, buvo viskas anglų kalboje ir tikimės, kad patiko, turėsit klausimų, rašykit, galbūt tai bus nauja sesija su Deilu kartu transliuoti.
How to jump in the pool?
How do you feel, Dale?
One thing away with it.
Dale, how do you feel?
Wet.
Wet. Ačiū visiems, gero vakaro, neužilgo vėl susitiksim tiesioginėme eteryje. Ačiū!